Time, James 4:14. Whereas you know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appears for a while and then vanishes away. Each 24-hour portion that God chooses to give you is to be lived in Him, unto Him, for Him, by His strength and with His plan in mind. Why? Because there is no guarantee of tomorrow. How you manage today adds to the quality of the better life and future you are building, and hopefully you are building your life and future purposefully with God's glory in mind. Make it a habit each day to have God already scheduled first place in your schedule. Strength, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. All things has to do with being in control in every circumstance. So whether Paul had a lot or a little, or whether he suffered a lot or a little, he was able to handle it, whatever it was. His attitude of I can do all things was the same in all circumstances. Christ is the same source of strength in our lives and in our marriage. He is the reason we can do all things in the spiritual realm. How was Paul able to have this kind of optimistic perspective on the issue of life? He was because of Christ. We need to rely on Christ for our strength every day. Perspective. When we discover that our inner beauty and a strong character are what pleases God, we will find a new sense of passion and purpose. Matthew 10:29-31. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father? But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore you are of more value than many sparrows. Worry, Matthew 6:25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what you shall eat or what you shall drink, nor yet for your body, what you shall put on. Is not life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Don't lose your focus on God by worrying about the things of this world. They are all but temporary. It is a fact that fear and worry can immobilize you in your kingdom work. They distract you from your worship and love of God, and your service to God and His people is hampered and blocked when you worry about yourself and fail to trust in Him. Treasure, Matthew 6:20-21. But lay up for yourselves treasure in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through or steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. Where is your focus? Where is your treasure? Put it another way, what occupies your thoughts and time? The goal is to make sure your first loyalties, your priority, heart commitments are all on the right things. The things that cannot fade away. The things that can never be stolen. The things that cannot wear out. In short, the things that last, the things that are eternal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. Luke 12:34. Taking control. We all need discipline. No one has to tell you that discipline in every area of your life is crucial. You already know that discipline is important for what it produces in you: spiritual growth, personal accomplishment, and physical well-being. Discipline is also important for what it produces in you that is seen by others. We want our children and people to want to imitate what they see in our godly example as a husband and wife, and in our daily walk with Christ. You can be a motivating model and example, and whether you like it or not, others are watching you. Your life and marriage have a positive or negative effect on everyone you live with, know, or encounter. There's always room for growth. There's always another area the two of you can together decide to tackle and improve in your marriage. There's always something to learn, try, and perfect, a small change to make or a new step to take. Galatians 5:16. So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not fulfill the lust of your flesh. If you walk by the Spirit, if you're seeking to live your life according to His plan, you will exhibit self-control. This word literally means to be the master of oneself. Character does not reach its best until it is controlled, harnessed, and disciplined. It helps to understand that self-control is energized by the power of the Holy Spirit in you. As you and your spouse walk by the Spirit, He gives you the ability to overcome the temptations of the flesh. But sin and disobedience grieve the Holy Spirit of God and quench the Spirit and His power to help you in your fight against sin. So if you want to experience self-discipline, you must keep a short account with God. Quick, confess your sins, any of them and all of them. God's testing of you through trials has a similar effect on your faith in Him. His trials are good for you. They bring out the best in you. They prove what you are made of and what you've learned or not learned as Christians. They reveal how you've grown or not grown. These tests are vigorous rubbing by God. So you need to see God's involvement in your life, as hard or difficult as it may be at that time, as a positive. That is possible because His tests contribute to your becoming stable, rock-like in character, solid and true, able to endure whatever comes your way. When times are adverse, your faith in God is exercised in Surge, His teaching tool. Testing faith results in testing character. Testing teaches you how to use your mind to think and view life and its difficulties through God's eyes, through His perspective, which will always be vastly different from yours. Isaiah 55:8, For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways your ways, saith the Lord. The maze. God keeps you moving forward as you pray and dedicate your life to serving Him, becoming more Christ-like and spreading the gospel. Through prayer, take action and seek the Lord for clarification or new guidance. Continue on according to God's will and His leading. He fulfills His purpose for you. He asks only that you trust that He is working His purpose in you. As you live out your purpose of serving Him, how thrilling is it to know God has a purpose for you and your marriage?